Why do you think that? Because that's all she's singing, and I can't think a real song would have only 4 words to it. Well, whatever she's singing, it's nice to hear her sounding so happy. Bernice commenced digging another hole. Is it? Lavinia, who had always prided herself on having an elevated sense of propriety, asked a trifle nervously. Do you think she is referring to an actual event? And if so, do you think she ought to indulge in such an effusive demonstration of her feelings? I mean, what if she is referring to Mr. Gouge? She went on, naming their small town's perpetually expiring deacon. Certainly one could empathize, especially after he alluded to Lucy as a Flora-Dora girl in last Christmas' sermon, but some degree of decorum is always. Don't be silly, Lavinia. If Mr. Gouge had died, Lucy would simply gloat in silence like any decent person. Obviously, whoever he is, he deserved to die, and as Lucy is clearly unconcerned that her enthusiasm regarding his demise will garner censure, because otherwise she wouldn't be dancing about and singing, would she? Neither need we. Lucy is generally a prudent girl. She lowered her voice, for all that she is in the theatre. Though Bernice publicly and vociferously supported Lucy in her chosen profession, privately it was still a source of some consternation for her. Operetta? Second principle, Lavinia corrected absently. You are so sensible, Bernice, and of course you are right. I am ashamed I doubted her, even for a moment. Still, it begs the question, who do you think he is? Haven't the foggiest, Bernice replied, companionably patting the dirt around her last tulip. Probably the tomcat that's been having his way with Pauline. Pauline was the sister's overindulged Manx tabby. I haven't seen him in several days. Bernice nodded. Or perhaps... There you are, my darlings. The sister's speculation was cut short by the sudden appearance of a young Rapunzel hanging out the window above, her long cocoa-brown tresses shadowing a pretty gamine face with hazel-coloured eyes that reflected back both the gold of the turning aspen leaves above and the lichen below. It was their grandniece, Lucy Eastlake, the only child of their deceased sister's only child, the last tiny twig on what had once been a proud and robust tree. Lucy had come to them as an orphan when she'd been 11 years old, and though nearly a decade had since passed, both sisters still caught their breath at the sight of her, so vibrant and lovely and, well, exuberant. And dear, but mystifying. The pre-adolescent girl they'd taken into their home and hearts had been an enigma to them, and in many ways still was. And while it was often very exciting to live with Lucy, it was sometimes rather bewildering. She waved excitedly. He's dead. Like now. Yes, dear, Bernice said, climbing to her feet and beaming up at her great niece. So we gathered. Do tell us, who is he? Why, William Winnie-Wick. Did she name the tomcat? Bernice murmured out of the corner of her mouth. She names every creature, Lavinia whispered back. Aha! They called up brightly, attempting to muster what they considered suitably sanguine expressions. Lucy was not deceived. Come now, you remember? No, dear, Lavinia admitted, grateful to not be required to pretend otherwise. As far as she could tell, Lucy was the only member of the family to carry a thespian gene. It must have come from her father's side of the family, the side Bernice preferred not to acknowledge. I'm afraid we don't. To whom are you referring? Not whom, precisely, but what? The tontine thingy with the rubies. It's not a true tontine. Bernice started to correct Lucy, but was cut short. I'm referring to the fortune that goes to those left holding the bag, as it were, in India 50 years ago. The horrible Mr. Winnie-Wick has died, very probably before.